Good afternoon. Can you hear me?
Yes.
What's your name?
Deborah Hicks.
All right, let me give you a name here. You're in the right place. You're a little bit early. We're set for 1:25, so it's good to
Right.
be here. I'll put you in the waiting room, okay?
Okay.
Be with
Yeah,
you
because I didn't
shortly.
know. I didn't really know what to do, so I was nervous.
All right, well, don't be nervous. We'll get our business done here in just a moment. I'll put you in the waiting room. Don't go away.
Sharon Ross was going to email me some paperwork showing she was on a consent judgment. I never got an email.
Okay. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Ms. Danish, I don't have your case set till 2 o'clock.
I had issues with the internet today. They were working on it, so I wanted to make sure I could come in.
Well, I don't want to leave you in the waiting room for 50 minutes, but I will, or you can simply watch our proceedings. I'll just put you in the waiting room and leave you connected, but you're all hooked up. And if they come in early, we will address it early, okay?
That would be fine. Thank you.
All right. You can go about your business until I bring you back in.
Okay, great. Thank you.
All right, thanks. Okay, we got 2 early customers. We have just a few landlord tenants today and a couple of civil matters, sort of big thick files. And then we have a couple of contested small claims matters. We kind of went into the lunch hour a little bit, but I think we're ready to go once we get our parties here. Also, I don't mess around with this. There we go. Now we hurry up and wait.
Good morning or good afternoon.
Good afternoon. Welcome back. How much you got? Joe? Oh, okay. Good morning or good afternoon. Thanks for the email. We
You're welcome.
managed to stumble through without you on Friday. I figured something was up.
Yes.
So we got through it, I guess. Now, our first case is at 125 today. And I'm glad everybody's okay over there. We have a 125, a 135, and then a 2 o'clock. I have some big fat civil motions at 145. We'll see how we're doing.
Okay.
The first case isn't filed right, but I believe it's a termination of tenancy. The
Okay.
next one, Schwartz and Warble, is a non-payment of rent. And Mr. Schwartz was having some medical procedures done, and hopefully he's okay. Then Standish and Ashford is a continued case. The Keystone was involved.
Oh, yeah.
That's our 2 o'clock case. What do you know about that one?
I just spoke with Miss Ashford today, and she completed the application, and we're currently just waiting for her landlord to complete her portion.
Let me bring her in. Oh, she probably left.
No, I didn't. I'm here. Hold on.
I just have a question for you. Thanks.
Oh, okay.
But Bettina is here from Keystone. The defendants filled out the landlord tenant stuff for Keystone. Have you done it yet?
I did. I didn't know exactly because it looked like I filled out all of it. Including the tenants information.
All right,
Exactly.
we'll come back to this. We'll look into this before we actually bring the thing back, okay?
Okay.
All right, thanks. She probably did hers and theirs.
Okay. Yeah, I'm not seeing their application online, Robert.
This, yeah, we adjourned this 30 days. Hopefully something's in the works.
Mhm.
All right, we're gonna start in 1 minute here. I'm gonna bring Deborah Hicks back in.
Hi.
Hi, we're back. I have to wait 1 moment. Bettina Emery from Keystone Place is here with us.
Okay.
It's now 25. I'm going to call this case. It's entitled Deborah Hicks versus Rachel Hicks for a
Right.
property 322 Henry Street in Burr Oak. You're Deborah Hicks?
Right.
Who is Rachel Hicks to you?
She's actually my ex-daughter-in-law. My son lives at the Henry Street. He's buying the property from me. So it's actually his ex-wife.
How's he buying it?
On a land contract for me.
All right. This is filed 211094 LT. It's entitled Deborah Hicks versus Rachel Hicks. This wasn't done right. The defendant got a notice to quit for a termination of tenancy. She got a complaint for non-payment of rent. And so I don't think that it is, well, so she would be confused. Is there a lease?
No, she actually wasn't paying anything. She just moved back in with him after she got out of prison. And he was trying to help her get back on her feet. And then after her probation was up, he had noticed that she was having signs of going back into the meth. So he kicked her out.
Where is she now?
Mostly at Jake Root's house.
So she's not living there?
No, actually, when we served her the paperwork for the 30 days, the eviction notice, she wasn't even there then. He kicked her out like a month and a half before that. Because I have small grandkids in the house and I'm worried about their safety.
Well, you don't have standing to file this action. You're selling the house on a land contract to your son. So if I'm selling a house on a land contract to Joe Smith, and Joe Smith has his girlfriend move in there, but I don't like her, I can't file an eviction order against the land contract holder's tenant.
Yeah, actually, we don't have anything written down. It just kind of looks like, you know, he's living there. So there's really no paperwork because he's my son. So we never really did paperwork.
So there's no written land contract?
No.
The other thing is, it looks like she's already vacated.
Right.
But I have to set this for a second hearing, at least 7 days away. Well, let me see here. The problem is she's confused. No, she was served by attachment.
Right. She was actually served by my other daughter. My son had to call her to get her to the house so we could serve her, which she knew that it was coming.
All right.
Like I said, she hasn't been there in months.
Then I'm not sure you even need an order, but let's see who this is. Someone is logging in on a phone number only. Good afternoon. This is Judge Middleton. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can. I've never done Zoom before. This is Valerie Van Orden. I can get the librarian to help me.
All right.
I'm doing this wrong. Is that right?
Well, we're all right so far.
It says phone call, no video. So I dialed this number and I entered the meeting number. Is that all right? I do have a tablet with me.
Yeah, you're okay. It's not set till 1:45, so I'm going to put you in the waiting room, okay? Don't go away.
Okay, that's fine.
The problem is if I put you in the waiting room, I'm not sure I can get your bag in here.
Well, I'll try to get on Zoom on the tablet, but you said no video, right?
Well, we'll be able to do this by phone, but yeah, I would prefer video if you can do it. Try that.
I'm working on it.
Try calling it again. I'll remove you and then you can try that. All right. This Hicks versus Hicks is in a strange procedural posture, but I'm going to reset this. I have to set it for 7 days hence. Today's the 9th.
And what is she confused about?
That's a different lady in a different case.
Oh, gotcha. Yeah, I seriously doubt
Okay.
Rachel's even gonna show up. She's already told my son she wasn't gonna show up to this because she knows.
Well, I have to give 7 days, so I'm gonna continue it to Monday, August 16th at 1:40.
So I have to get back on Zoom on Monday.
Yes, next Monday, 1:40.
And since she didn't show up today, I just assumed, I guess that would kick her right out.
Well,
but-
if we had, this is really screwy. You didn't do it right. You filed a non-payment of rent. You're asking her to pay rent or move, and she doesn't want to pay any rent. You just want to kick her out. So
Right.
first problem is you didn't do it right. Second problem, she was served by attachment. I don't think she was personally served by the magistrate for notice of this hearing. So I have to adjourn it 7 days either way. So the law isn't quite as simple as it would look. A, you didn't do it right. B, I don't have personal service. And C, I have to set up for a second hearing 7 days out regardless. So we'll try again next Monday at 1:40. All right, I'll see you then.
Okay. And will it be the same docket number and everything? And
Yes, it will.
will it be right at 1:40? Because Mondays are horrible at the doctor's office. So
Yeah,
will it
it'll be right. It'll be very close to 1:40.
okay. So then do I have to change any of the paperwork then? Or do you?
You'll get a new
that?
notice, but it'll be the same as today, just 1:40.
Okay.
All right, thank you.
All right. Thank you.
Good afternoon.
Hello.
It looks to me like you're still at the hospital.
Indeed. Indeed, we are.
How is it going?
Oh, up and down, merry-go-round, dance with drugs, try and get him stable, in and out of ICU, blood, more surgery. He's been on surgery twice. And
Oh, my.
yeah, it's been kind of an ordeal for sure. But the other day he did say, hey, excuse me, I've got another Zoom coming up if you want to deal with it. So here I am. He just went down to dialysis, so he's not here.
All right, well, this is 1:35. Obviously, I'm not gonna, you're also a property owner and I'm
Yeah.
gonna allow you.
Yep. I
Are
did
you
try.
staying right up there in Ann Arbor?
Yes, I've just had to stay close. He's been up and down so much that I just couldn't go home. Yep.
No, best of luck to you.
Thank you. I was trying to brief myself with some of these details for this gentleman, and I'm looking back at some of his texts.
All right, well, just a minute. I haven't called the case yet. I have to wait till 1:35, so I'll wait for the clock. to
sorry.
tick.
Yep. I don't even
He's
know,
not.
let alone what time it is, hardly.
All right, it is 1:35. This is file 211114LT. Kendra Schwartz is here on behalf of property owned by her husband and her, Henry. And this is a matter of People versus Andrew Warble and all residents at 109 North Lakeview Street. The rent is $700 per month. It was 2 months in arrears and now probably is also in arrears for August. How much is the rent behind?
So based on what his records that he brought along with him are, he was due 6/1, and that was $700, and has received nothing since then.
No rent June, July, or August.
Correct.
Bettina Emery is here from the Keystone Place. And she is available with emergency financial housing assistance. Oh, wait a minute. This was served by attachment. It may not even be there. They posted it by attachment. Bettina, have you had any contact from this tenant?
No, Your Honor.
The law requires I set a second hearing 7 days from now when we have service by attachment. That would get us to 9/16. Which is already packed, but let me see where I can put this. How about 1:15 on Monday, August 16th?
Okay.
It will be by Zoom like this once again.
Okay.
And I don't expect Henry to be here, but if you're here, that'll be sufficient. If the defendant doesn't show up, I will do a possession judgment. You might have somebody check the property and see if he's even still there. Sergeant Morse made multiple efforts to serve him without success. Now here's somebody here called iPhone. Let's see who this is. That doesn't appear to be this defendant. All right, Ms. Schwartz, next Monday, 9/16 at 1:15.
Okay. It's probably not relevant. I just, if I'm remembering correctly, Henry wanted me to tell you some of his last texts. Just profanity laced, and if you're going to be an effing asshole, I don't want to clean the place up. I'm never going to pay you shit because you're a slumlord.
All right, that's probably more than I need to know at this point.
I didn't. He just told me I should tell you.
All right, well, all right, we'll deal with that next Monday. I think you're going to get your writ. All right, good luck to you. You've got a lot on your mind, and
thank you so much.
All right. If you need to request to adjourn this, just contact the court. Otherwise, next week. All right. Profane emails from tenant. Well, Bettina, you're off the hook till 2. Let's see who we've got here. Is this Valerie Van Arden again? What's your name, Miss iPhone?
Amanda Tippett.
What's your name again?
Amanda Tippett.
I don't have a file for Amanda Tippett. Let me look.
It was supposed to be with Harvey Babcock, and I called and made payment arrangements, but I just wanted to make sure that I showed up if I needed to.
I believe that's, let me see here. Yes, I believe, let me make sure. She wrote me a note on one of these and I think she took it back. course, I can't find the clerk that I need.
Consent judgment was entered.
Okay. Ms. Tippett, they did find it. The consent judgment was entered, and you're free to go on about your business. Thank you for being so conscientious.
Thank you.
Thank you. All right.
Hello?
Hello, is this Valerie Van Orden again?
Yes, it is.
Okay, stay right where you are.
Okay.
Good afternoon. Are you Sharon Ross?
Yes, I am.
All right, this is Judge Middleton. I'm here at the court. We've got two cases set for 145. I'm going to bring you in right now.
Okay.
And Attorney Preston Nate has rejoined us. And he was here earlier today. He's got both cases today. Mr. Nate, I've got both clients, Sharon Ross and Valerie Van Orden. Sharon Ross is here on video. We'll start with that one. I'm going to stop this record and restart. Miss Van Orden, just stay right where you are.
Okay.
This is file 21727GC. It's entitled Midland Credit Management versus Sharon Ross. It is a claim for $1,708.87 plus cost, interest, and attorney fees. Ms. Ross filed a general denial with the court back in June. And the plaintiff filed a motion for summary disposition, which is set for hearing today. Ms. Ross, can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Mr. Nate, what are the premises here?
So yeah, just to give the court an update, and Ms. Ross, feel free to correct me on anything that I might say that's wrong, but it looks like we did end up getting this one resolved with a payment plan. We did send Ms. Ross a proposed consent judgment. It's like she did try to email it back to us. That it's made its way onto the file yet, but does that sound pretty accurate, Ms. Ross?
Yes, I didn't receive the consent judgment until a day before August the 4th. So I tried to get it back as soon as I could for the court docket. But again, I didn't receive it until extremely late. So
Yeah, that's.
All right, what are the terms?
So let me pop this open here. The terms looks like it's a so payment plan on the full balance of $142.41 each month, starting July 25th, 2021. And I believe, if I'm not mistaken, that first payment was made. So I guess the next payment would be August 25th.
that is correct.
What is the total balance?
Let's see.
Out of the 1,708.87.
Yep. Yeah, that's the damages amount. The consent judgment would have had those court costs on there, but that sounds pretty.
It does show court cost of $121.08 if I'm incorrect.
You're right. Yeah. You probably have a copy of the judgment with you. Yeah.
I've been trying my best, not knowing absolutely anything.
No, you're fine. That's exactly what I'm looking at too.
Well, you're doing okay. For someone that know anything, you're doing just fine, so you don't need to be apologetic. The total will be $1,829.95. I'm going to tickle this for 7 days to await the consent judgment.
Yeah, I was gonna ask you, Ms. Ross, do you still have a copy of the signed judgment that you had emailed to our office?
Yeah, but on the paperwork, I made a copy. It said that I had to send you guys the original. So I made a copy and have it myself and sent you the original.
Yeah, Judge Middleton, I don't know if you prefer the both original signatures. I was gonna say, if you want to try to just forward it straight to my personal, my work email, but my email address, and not just the general firm email address, I can probably get that printed off and signed and into the court.
Yeah, I did contact the office and that was the best email they gave me, but I could definitely send it for you again, once you get that email.
Yeah, so I'll give you my email address if you want to write it down here.
I'm ready.
Just a minute. I don't know, you want to put that out over the live feed, so let me put you in.
Yeah, I can type it into the chat if that's an option.
Let me put you in the breakout room and then I'll let you talk for a minute and then I'll bring you back in about 60 seconds.
Perfect.
Ms. Ross, you have to hit join. There you go. Miss Van Orden, stay right where you are. We're going to take up your case next.
Yes, Your Honor.
It's quiet in here because the blowers are off, but it's certainly hot. All right, were you able to exchange the information?
I did, yeah. I gave her my email address. One thing that did come up is it sounds like Ms. Ross may be meeting with an attorney next week or maybe later this week. So I told her she can probably go ahead and wait till after she does that to email it to me in case there's any issues or concerns she has.
Well, I took about 14 days.
Yeah, I was gonna ask for just maybe an extra week for 14 days. That'd be great.
I would really appreciate it.
All right, Miss Ross, looks like you're in an old school or something.
This is my kids' drawings, just my house.
It looks like a school teacher's schoolroom. Okay, Miss Ross, you've been very conscientious about this. Stay in contact. If there is a change, we may need to have further hearing.
Yes,
If I don't get that copy back in 14 days, I will set a new hearing.
Okay. Will do.
All right, you're free to go. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, Miss Van Order. Let's
This
call
is
you
her.
Van Orden. I mean, this is a big
Yes,
fat
Your
file
Honor.
for $700.
Yes, sir.
Just a sec. All right, Mr. Preston Nate is here for his third case today. And he hasn't been to Centerville yet.
No, I'll have to make a trip out there.
Let me get rid of that file. All right, Ms. Van Orden, your case is similar to the last case in that it is set for a motion for summary disposition. In this case, the file number is 2009-61 GC. It's a claim for $4,078.93. The defendant has filed a motion for summary disposition. You did get the lawsuit and you filed an answer, basically filing just a general denial, acknowledging that you had been served with the lawsuit. So I accepted that as an answer. That will get you past the default. It won't necessarily get you past a motion for summary disposition. Mr. Preston
Your
Nate,
Honor?
just a minute.
Your
Mr.
Honor?
Nate, yes.
I don't think that I denied it. I think I accepted it, and I said in my affidavit, did you get my affidavit with 10 points? I brought it to the court clerk, one of the clerks, and it starts out with I myself owes 4,000 credit card charges, including late fees and interest, 22% Citibank Incorporated, blank, and number 2, decreased income due to COVID. So I had an affidavit that I sent you after I sent the answer. The answer was hand printed. And I did,
Yes.
in the
No,
last
just a minute.
item, I said I would.
Just a minute. We're in a courtroom and we have certain procedures that we follow. You don't just blurt things out. It wasn't your turn to talk. It was his turn. And I'm going to hear from Mr. Nate, and then I'll certainly hear what you have to say. But just wait a minute and wait your turn. All right, Mr. Nate, she did file the original answer, which we accepted as a denial. She filed the later stuff, essentially acknowledging the debt. What's the status here?
Still the same, just trying to figure out how to best resolve it, if that's even possible. But looking to at least get a judgment entered to be able to move forward.
All right, Miss Van Orden, now what did you want to say? You say that you accept the debt, that you owe it?
Yes. Yes.
All right, now let me
And
tell you
I would
something.
like to slow pay it at $20 a month and more if possible.
All right.
That would be number 13 of my affidavit on the page 2.
Now, in the motion, they're asking for a judgment and costs.
Yes, sir.
The amount of the debt is $4,078.93, and the court costs are $95, $37.68, and $75 attorney fee. Is there a motion fee or anything else in there, Mr. Nate?
Just the motion fee for the motion for summary. So
20. All right, so the court costs are $95, $37.68, $75, and 20 equals $227.68.
Actually,
if we add that to the total amount of $4,078.
I think we may have doubled up on the cost there. I think it's just.
All right, let's try again. 95, 37.68.
Yeah, I think it's
$75 statutory attorney fee and a $20 motion fee, $227.68.
I see. Yeah, we forego the attorney fees on this. So it would just be the filing fee, the motion fee, and the service fee.
All right, it's $152.68. That saves $75 plus 4078.93 equals $4,231.61. Now the problem is, Ms. Van Orden, paying that at $20 a month, I won't live long enough for that to happen. $20 a month is $240 a year times a $4,000 debt, plus interest and costs. In fact, I don't think $20 even covers the interest on the debt. I do find that the plaintiff is entitled to summary disposition. There's been no defense stated. But you can continue to work with the plaintiff to try to come to some sort of repayment agreement. You don't have any money right now, and that happens. If you don't have any money, you don't have any money. I often say they can't pry the gold fillings out of your teeth or take your firstborn child. But this judgment isn't going to go away. It's good for 10 years and it can be renewed for another 10. But they wanted to get the judgment entered and then try to collect on it if they can. But if you don't have any money, you may be what's called uncollectible. Mr. Nate, I don't have an order in here. I see the motion for summary disposition, but I don't.
Yeah, I have neglected, I apologize, Your Honor, to include a proposed judgment in the paperwork. And I can definitely get
Let me
something.
make sure, because no, I don't see one. Would you submit an order under the 7-day rule?
Yeah, I can do that.
Miss Van Orden, are you still at the Market Street address here in Centerville?
Yes, I am. And Your Honor,
Yes.
Citibank, I owe them another $700 for Tractor Supply. Is it possible I could bundle them both up together and
That
negotiate
is
from there?
possible. When you get the order, it's got Mr. Nate's phone number on it.
Okay,
And you can discuss that with him. Now, you're going to get a copy of this in the mail the next couple
Yes, sir.
of days on what's called the 7-day rule. If it says what we said here, 4,231.61, you don't need to do anything. If the decimal place's in the wrong place and it says you owe $42,000 instead of $4,200, then you have 7 days to challenge it. Hopefully, I would catch a mistake like that myself. But he's going to submit the order, and if you don't take any action, I will sign it within 7 days, and then they will attempt to start to collect on this debt. You can discuss this with them, perhaps combining it, but $20 per month probably isn't going to be enough to satisfy this debt in any timely manner, but that'll be up to them. If you do reach a repayment agreement, they won't be able to garnish wages or things like that. But as I indicated, if you don't have any money, then you just don't. All right. Do you have any questions, ma'am?
no, I do not. Thank you.
All right. Thank you. Thank the ladies at the library. I haven't been to see them much lately once COVID, but I've got several overdue books. Tell them I'm working on them.
Okay,
Steve Hamilton will be getting through the next one. All right. Thank you. You're good to go, Miss Van Orden. Mr. Nate, we'll see
Thank
you
you very
again
much.
soon.
All right, thank you, Your Honor. Thank you, appreciate it.
All right. We've got Ms. Standish. We've got Bettina. We've got Christian Ashford.
Your Honor, I had stated, I just submitted the paperwork. I didn't hit the submit button. The paperwork is complete.
But did you submit it now?
Yeah, I just made sure it was submitted.
Did you get a congratulations email?
Hold on, let me check.
Miss Ashford, are you there? All right, we've got Christian Ashford and Jasmine Armstrong. Can you hear me?
Yeah,
Yeah, sorry, we're trying to set the camera up.
Okay. Your landlord, Ms. Standish, is here. Let me call the case. This is file 21965 LT. Except for 2 o'clock, we got a little behind on the last case. Ms. Standish has been very patient here today. This is a claim for non-payment of rent. We established way back in July that rent was $2,400, and the law at that time required that I continue the matter for 30 days. The parties had been in contact with Keystone. Bettina Emery is here, and she's our agent here from Keystone. Says that the defendants had filled out the required paperwork. They're waiting for the plaintiff, Ms. Standish, to do it. She prepared it, but didn't hit the send button. So she just did send it.
And I did get congratulations email.
So the law, there also, the CDC stay of eviction for non-payment of rent cases was until July 31st. It expired on July 31st. And about 3 or 4 days later, August 3rd or 4th, they issued another one, temporary one for only certain counties. I don't think the CDC has the authority to do that. The Supreme Court said we weren't going to let you do this again. It's not an administrative thing. It should be done by Congress. Of course, Congress can't agree on anything. They can't agree if it's day or night. And so they didn't take the issue up. At any rate, there's sort of a temporary stay in effect for St. Joseph County for evictions for non-payment of rent. I don't want to see these parties get evicted if there is an opportunity for Keystone to pay their rent. And apparently, Ms. Standish thought it had been submitted and it had not. So I'm going to continue this again, not for 30 days, but for 14.
Your Honor.
Yes.
According to the moratorium, they're supposed to still be trying to pay rent. And I actually went to their home and spoke with both of them. And I mean, they didn't understand why I evicted them because they were trying. And I said, I have to, after so many weeks, this is my responsibility to be, if you'd show up and pay, that's great. We can cancel it. But they said that the reason they didn't want to pay, because I had talked to Christian and he said, yeah, I'm going to pay you. I've got the money. I got my job. And that was back in the, before the first hearing. They have not paid anything, but I am supporting the entire bills, all of them. And I've got a $253 or $275 water bill here, a $72 electric bill, and it was included in the rent, and $197 in trash because they were using both containers. And now, I don't have a job. I'm struggling because I was $3 shy because I'm a seasonal employee. I do taxes. And so I am supporting this and I'm asking for some relief. He's continued to work, but I've got to have some kind of, I'm mowing the grass because they're responsible for that too, but I'm mowing the yard and I have to go there weekly. And I'm even taking out the trash in sometimes. So it's like, I got to have some kind of relief if they're going to, the moratorium says that they have to declare that they're making every effort, and they're not.
Your Honor.
Well, for one thing, they had filled out, just a minute, they'd filled out the Keystone application and you didn't send it back. Otherwise, Keystone might be ready to cut a check right now. Now, let me back up for a minute. Mr. Armstrong, Mr. Armstrong, is anybody mowing the lawn?
No, we informed them that we didn't have a mower when we first moved in. We had an agreement with the people that lived next door, but like they moved out a long time ago and took their mower.
So she's got to mow your lawn and take your trash out and pay your water bill and pay your electric bill?
Never took our trash out, ever.
For her to take our trash out, she would have to actually come on the premises, and we've only allowed her to come inside the house one time, and that was to go up and grab materials that she needed
From the upstairs apartment.
She has not taken out our trash, and we haven't used both bins. That day when she came over, we expressed to her that once we got in contact with Keystone, if their arrangement or if their rules told us that we had to uphold the rest of the lease agreement, then that's what we would do. But we told her that we would continue after we talked to Keystone. And at which point, Jasmine tried to file numerous times, at which point she successfully did it. And then, as we just found out, it was never fully pushed through on Miss Standish's.
Where are you working, sir?
I work at a Carrabba's in Portage, Michigan.
Hopefully you're going to be eligible, because this lease is apparently not drawn well. If you don't pay the rent, she's got to pay your water and light bill, which is not a good deal for the landlord. Otherwise you get shut off. So in addition to you not paying your rent, she has to mow your grass, pay your water bill, and pay your electric bill. So she's getting screwed all the way around. The stay expired the 31st of July, but me kicking you out won't get her any money. She'll be even worse off. So I'm going to continue this for 2 weeks. I could do the writ of eviction now, give them 10 days to move out, and they move out and you get none and the ability to collect none. Also, apparently the holdup in returning it was at your end, not their end. So I'm going to continue this to 14 days.
Your Honor.
Yes?
May I request for the defendants to give me a call at Keystone?
Yes. I'm going to continue this to August 23rd at 2 p.m. Why don't you give the number again?
Are you guys ready?
She's grabbing a pen right now. Give her 1 second, please.
Okay.
269 467 7078 extension 120.
Okay.
Is there anyone in any of the other units, Ms. Standish, or are they the only tenant in there?
They're the only tenants there.
And as we've discussed, this house has been problematic for years. But Tina, perhaps you could try to expedite this if there is going to be payment. I'd stop mowing their grass. The problem is the city of Three Rivers is going to get after you then for not mowing the grass.
Correct.
But, and I would get a better lease that doesn't require you to pay their utilities if they don't pay the rent. In fact, I'd get out of this building altogether, but that's neither here nor there. But Miss Ashford, Mr. Ashford and Miss Armstrong, call Bettina. We're going to see if we can get some money for your landlord. No rent has been paid since April. She got no rent for May, no rent for June, no rent for July, no rent for August, and we're headed into September. In the meantime, she has to pay your light bill and your water bill and mow your grass.
Anything that
So
we've asked.
let's see if we can get some payment and get squared away here.
Your Honor,
All
I
right.
would like to make, while Patina's there, I called Patina 4 or 5 times because I had spoke with Jasmine and she said she couldn't get through. I texted her the number. I went through and asked her to have them email the information. It is my issue that I did not get it submitted because I have been working on it and trying to get the information to them because of their work schedule. I was making sure that all information was gathered for Jasmine and Christian.
All right, well, let's see if we can get some payment tendered because there's still the question of the stay. So 2 weeks, everybody's on notice. Let's see what we can get done by August 23rd at 2 p.m. All right, thank you.
Thank you.
All right, we'll remove everyone. Bettina, thanks for your help. I had you stick around to the end for that one.
You're welcome.
Let's see if we can get something done. I won't be here on Friday. I've got the judges conference, but I'll see you next Monday.
Sounds good. Have a great day.
Thanks. All right, that finishes our landlord tenant docket and civil docket. We'll stop the record. And